A price of over 137.98 per XRP was caused by Donald Trump's call for all American financial institutions to accept and use these coins. This will start to happen as soon as 72 hours from now. As the price of XRP skyrockets, Donald Trump signs the first crypto bill that will allow XRP to be used for payments. Most importantly, Trump buys a lot of XRP himself. Now, all of this is going to happen in this movie, and it will cost a huge increase in the value of XRP. We're not going to change anything. Here's some information about the content before we start. The CryptoQ channel has teamed up with one of the best XRP exchanges, which means that everyone can watch because of our relationship. All the people who watch this movie will get up to $100 free to use to buy XRP. So if you want up to $100 worth of free XRP, this video only needs to be liked, commented on, subscribed to, and shared. Also, the lesson itself only takes 5 minutes, but you need to sign up for a bullet using the link in the description and make a purchase. Once more, the whole process takes less than 5 minutes, so get your free XRP before the huge bull run. Do not miss it. Yes, the money is being released, and Donald Trump has signed a bill ensuring that. XRP is the most popular cryptocurrency in the United States. The bill would add cryptocurrencies like it to the U.S. bank payment system. At the same time, an SEC judge releases a document confirming that all banks and other financial institutions can accept and use XRP. This means that institutions can now add XRP to their banking systems, but that's not all. We now know that Donald Trump has bought XRP in the past. This is his cryptocurrency wallet if you want to see it. This is where Donald Trump keeps his cryptocurrency. It says XRP if you look all the way to the bottom. And this was back when the price of $1 was $35. But Donald Trump, who has over $10 million in his pocket, bought XRP, which is a huge deal. It also fits with what Donald Trump's son Eric has been saying, that the Trump family is very close to bright gunning heads and knows Brad Gillenhouse and XRP very, very well. He has even hinted that they are planning a huge, large-scale payment partnership that could bring billions, not trillions of dollars into XRP and into the XRP ledger. And it all comes down to getting $650 trillion out of the real estate tax and payment rewards industries in the next 72 hours. It's happening right in front of our eyes. Look at this now. By the way, Brad Gillenhouse has said that Bitcoin prices could rise to $100,000 by the end of the year, which is in just 30 days. He also says that XRP will beat it, with a possible 654 trillion wave coming into the XRP system. Think about that. All of this is possible thanks to RealFi, a huge company that lets you buy real-world assets using the XRP ledger and their own real token, which is also based on the XRP ledger. It takes place on December 5th, unlocking huge amounts of cash, trillions of dollars, and a listing on a central market for the real token, which will make it widely used. More importantly, over $5 billion worth of transactions happen every day, which could now flow into the real token instantly, causing a huge supply shock. As many experts and researchers have said, this is what made the real token go from being worth 3 cents to more than $65,000. It's crazy, but this is what we see. This is the real token, and it's currently worth 3 cents. However, its value is about to go through the roof, and it could happen as soon as 72 hours from now, since RealFi has officially announced that it will be listed on a big centralized exchange. Yes, it will be revealed, and the $5 billion in daily transactions could turn into the real token directly. We can see that there is strong support and low resistance, and the price charts are setting up for the biggest rise in history. I mean, this is the lowest price you'll ever be able to buy real tokens for a real estate project that is solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem and is backed by huge institutions. It's even been rumored that one of those huge institutions, RealFi, will be teaming up with Ripple Labs to unlock even more trillions of dollars. This is a huge deal. I mean, it's huge. The cost is rising quickly. When it first came out, it went up by hundreds of thousands of percent. I mean, even after 3 or 4 months, it's still very, very new, but the money is moving around and making generations rich right now. And I'm telling you the truth about everything. Like, look at this. A real token is going to be listed on a global centralized market on December 5th. It says, opening the door here, which means that over 5 billion is traded every day, and 4 million people will soon be able to trade real tokens. This is a really big deal. You also need to know that a lot of people are buying a big bag of real tokens. I mean, this has a huge amount of promise. It's almost the same as when people bought Bitcoin for $1 and it went through the roof, reaching $100,000. Now we're going to look at that situation. It's possible for even more because once more there is a very, very, very small amount of real token and a very, very, very high demand. Since there isn't much supply and a huge rise in demand, the price has to represent that. But just think about the multi-trillion-dollar market that is now joining the XRP ledger through real token. You're talking about a lot of money. Like, this $10,000 price change is caused by the fact that the real token is still very new. With the $10,000 that is being put into real token right now, the price of it could go through the roof. It could be as much as $60 to $70. Going from 3 cents to that much is crazy. Think about 3 cents to $120 or something like that. Obviously, that is a lot of money, right? There is wealth that lasts for generations. But think about how big that is. Imagine if the price of a real ticket went up into the thousands of dollars. Why? Because if $100,000 worth of transactions turned into real tokens, the price would go through the roof and reach hundreds of thousands of dollars. It sounds crazy, but it's not. For instance, every person, every real estate token, and every real estate asset that is listed on a central market. In fact, the prices of all of those go through the roof, and their market caps reach $100 billion out to $150 billion in market value. That's not even close to a real ticket. Now think about what would happen if the market value of real token reached $100 billion or even $50 billion. The price would drop to thousands of dollars, wiping out generations of wealth. And yes, it is a bit more difficult than, say, buying a real token on a controlled change right now. But that's where the cash is. It was a little more difficult for people who buy it because of the dollar. This is why they were able to buy early and see 120,000 for very little money. As soon as a project is listed on a central market, its price goes through the roof. This is exactly what is likely to happen here. The price of real token will skyrocket once it is listed on a centralized exchange on December 5th. Early adopters will make the most money and could become millionaires depending on how much they hold. That's why I went to the bank. I know that as we get closer to December 5th, which is literally in 48 hours, the price will go up a lot, so the cheaper I can get in, the better. The price of real token could go up into the hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars, so I need to get in now to build wealth that will last for generations. Also, you should know that I missed out on Bitcoin at its very lowest prices because a lot of other people did too. But guess what? I'm not going to miss this chance that I can see being right in front of me and possibly take advantage of. I got myself a nice bag of real tokens, but I did tell you guys to look into this. And as always, I'm not a financial expert. It's not financial help, and you should always look things up first. But the main thing I want you to remember is to do your study. Don't be lazy. Don't do that. The right thing to do is to do your research and make sure you make your own choice. But first, do some research. You might wake up tomorrow morning having been lazy, and the real take could be $50, $70, or $80 from 3 cents. So don't be lazy. People who bought real tokens made a lot of money, but you didn't make anything because you were too lazy. It's clear that the message is to do your study. It's clear that this isn't cash placement, but look into it anyway. I'm also going to leave all the links below the explanation. You can also quickly check them out by going to their Twitter page at RealFI Team. You can also read more about them and go to their website to learn more. But yeah, guys, now is your chance to do your homework and make the most of this once-in-a-lifetime chance. Let's talk about XRP again for a moment because I believe it is very important to know what is going to happen with the new unlock of $68 billion going into the Federal Reserve for the Crypto Strategic Reserve. This is, again, billions of dollars. As the President of the United States, Donald Trump has made it clear that XRP will lead the way, and this movie right here, is very important because it stresses that. So watch this movie carefully and pay attention to what he says. Now, it's very big. To get after people, you'll have to destroy that business, which will be very bad. The number of jobs is huge. It was very clear that I ran an open campaign in favor of crypto. Biden fought against it. Biden changed his mind when he saw that I was getting almost all of the crypto votes, which was a lot. He joined the crypto side. They agreed with everything. A lot of people were being charged. They let all of them go. They let all of them go. You already know that. A lot of people were being charged. Biden was a bad president. At the very end, Biden put everything he had into crypto because he thought it would help him get some votes. It did not work. They picked me to win. I want crypto to be great for the US. That's the only thing. I don't want anyone else